First, let's take a look at some of the features and benefits of the scoring board. You'll see there is a ruler across the top and another one down the left-hand side. At the top is a compartment that opens up, and inside this compartment is a little scoring tool. Also inside the compartment is a chart for making different sizes of cards and boxes, and we're going to show you how to do those in just a minute. And then on the back side of the scoring board, I'm going to flip this over so that you can see inside the back of the tool, this little triangle stores inside. If you pull that out, this is what we'll use for making envelopes. And when you're done with it, you just store it right back inside here. And you can tell which way to put it in. Sometimes it can be kind of confusing, but there's a little ridge along the top. So you're going to take that ridge, turn it upside down, and that ridge will fit right in that little indentation. Okay, so let's turn it back over to the front and start with some basic scoring. And another great feature of this scoring board is that the scoring grooves are in increments of 1/16 of an inch, or I'm sorry, 1/8 of an inch, which gives you all kinds of flexibility in terms of actually scoring your project. So first we're going to score a basic card, and this is going to be an A6 card, and I can look on my chart and see the A6, which is going to give me a 4.5 by 6 1/4 inch card. So to begin with, I cut my paper to 9 by 6 1/4, and then I'm going to score it at 4.5 inches. So my paper gets aligned along the left-hand side and the top, and at 4.5 inches, I'm just going to place my scoring tool. Now when you hold the scoring tool, you want to hold it at about a 45-degree angle to the paper. Make sure it's straight and that it doesn't rock side to side because you don't want it to slide out of the groove. Just nice and straight, and then pull down, and you will feel it run down inside the groove. And then you'll have that nice score line, and you'll be able to fold your card. And then you could even take this tool, or a bone folder if you have one, and give it an even sharper crease for a really professionally folded card. So every card needs an envelope, and next what we'll do is make the envelope for this card. If I look at my chart again, I decided to make an A6 card, so now I need an A6 envelope. And my envelope template is that triangle on the back, so again I'll flip this over, pull out my triangle. I don't have very good nails. There we go. And then we'll flip it back over, and the triangle gets positioned in the upper left-hand corner of the scoring board. So now we have another little chart here. And so I made an A6 card. Here's my A6 envelope. I'll start with a square of paper that's 8.5 by 8.5. So that's what I have here. And that paper gets aligned along the edge of the triangle. If you have a larger sheet of paper, then that corner gets aligned in the lower left-hand corner, and your paper may extend beyond the edge of the scoring board. So 8.5 by 8.5, I'm going to score 2 lines at 2 3/4. And 2 at 3.5. You see that at the top of the column it says A line scores and B line scores. And then here I have a little diagram that shows me where the A lines are and where the B lines are. So it's really self-explanatory. So 2 3/4 for the A line. So I'm going to make these 2 lines at 2 3/4. So I'm going to go up the ruler on this corner, on this long edge of this triangle, to 2 3/4. So here's my 2 and here's my 3. So here's 2 3/4. And then again, I'll just hold that scoring tool at a 90-degree angle and pull it on down. Now I have to do the same thing on the opposite side. So here we go, 2 3/4. And that's that. And then my B line scores, the long size of this envelope, will be at 3.5. So I'm going to turn here, go to 3.5. Score there, and then do the same thing on the other side, 3.5. And now I have, let me put this right back here where it's home so I don't lose it. So now I have my envelope that I can fold right along the score lines. Makes it so easy to do. And another thing that you can do, actually, and the instructions do suggest that you do this, is take your scissors and cut out these little triangles that are formed when you score. Those score lines actually cross over each other. So you can do this on all four sides, and that will actually give you an even sharper and more professional envelope. And then you'll assemble your envelope by folding in the sides, folding at the bottom, and then you want to apply adhesive on these two ends. I recommend that you apply the adhesive on the side flaps rather than on the top. That way you don't take it too far up. If your adhesive went under here, then you would have that tip sticking to the envelope, and you don't want that. Another thing you can do if you want to with a pair of scissors or with a paper trimmer is if you want to cut off that little tip, you can do that. So we'll take the adhesive. I may have done that a little bit messily because I'm working too quickly, but just make sure that you keep it inside where that flap is going to cover. See, here it went outside and here it's inside, so that kind of gives you an idea of what you want to strive for there. And then you have your envelope.